Shalom. My name is Moreh IshiYAH Yisrael from the House of Israel in Cincinnati, Ohio, 2330 Kemper Lane, bringing to you in 40 minutes or less. In 40 minutes or less, I will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt the word of Yahweh. Who is this Yahweh? Yahweh is the creator of the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that is therein. Yahweh is the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yisrael, whom you may know as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh is our judge. Yahweh is our lawgiver. Yahweh is our king, who will save us. Shalom and praise the mighty Yah. Once again, Yahweh has allowed us to come before you another day, bringing to you 40 minutes or less. Lesson 46. And our lesson 46 will be on health part 2. And in part 2, we're going to deal with the second most important thing that you should be considering if you indeed want good health. And what is this second most important thing? The first most important thing is your thoughts. The second most important thing is your tongue, or one might consider their mouth. But will emphasize your tongue because your tongue is where these words come from. And so let us examine these scriptures concerning how to have good health. As you have learned before, the word health means shalom, and the word shalom means health. And watch what the scriptures say about this health. Oh, and let me not forget that we will do this in 40 minutes or less. Because it don't take 40 minutes to prove the word of Yahweh. As a matter of fact, in the mass majority of the cases, it is considerably less. But let's start at number 1. Watch this. And we're going to start at Proverbs, the 12th chapter, talking about health part 2. A lot of us are sick. Many have very debilitating sicknesses. But it don't matter where you're at today. If you change your thoughts and you change the way your tongue speak, watch what can happen from these things. Proverbs, the 12th chapter, and this is what it says in the 18th verse. It says, there is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword. And you know how people speak. Their words are like an instrument of death. In other words, it hurts when they speak. They might as well shot you. They might as well stab you. They might as well cut you. Because this is how piercing their words are. But watch what the scripture says. And we're talking about your health. But the tongue of the wise is health. And if you want to promote good health, you got to learn how to speak healthy things. And most people don't. They don't know how to speak healthy things because they were never taught how to speak. But this is what we're going to teach you today. Watch this. Show you how powerful the tongue really is in Proverbs 18, since we're in the book of Proverbs. We showed you how powerful the heart and the mind is, how powerful your thoughts are, but look how powerful your tongue is. In the book of Proverbs, the 18th chapter, this is what it says in the 21st verse. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Who teaching you that? Who told, what doctor, what psychologist, what psychiatrist told you that? And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. In other words, if you love speaking negative and bad and things that promote death, so be it. Then that's going to be your power. But if you speak positive things, if you speak beautiful things, now you speak in life. And that's the power that you're going to possess. You decide what power you will possess in your tongue. And if you have to think peaceful things, what in the world do you think you have to speak? As a matter of fact, that's how I know you think positive, because you're going to speak positive things. But if you speak negative things, it is only because you think negative things. As a man thinketh, so is he. Watch this. Talking about your tongue, talking about your mouth, talking about health part 2 in the book of Proverbs 21. Watch what the scripture says. In Proverbs 21, verse 23, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. And look, brothers and sisters, we got a lot of troubles in our community. Look at all these shows on social media and how in our community, not no other community, how in our community we are talking against one another. We're not helping each other. We're not promoting each other. Even in the Hebrew community, you got to promote the very thing that you want. If you want peace, then speak it. But if you want troubles, keep doing what you're doing. Watch this. Talking about the tongue and the mouth. We're talking about your health. In the book of, watch this, I love this, Proverbs 19. I love this scripture. And watch what this says. In the 22nd verse, it says, the desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. Do you realize that a man is supposed to be kind? That's supposed to be his desire. Your desires are your thoughts. But then you take those thoughts and you start speaking kind things. You put that in your tongue. You put that in your mouth. And that's how I know it's your desire. The desire of man is his kindness. Is that your desires? To be kind? To be peaceful? Since life or death and life is in the power of the tongue, is kindness in your tongue. Watch this. In the book of Proverbs 31, that's a man. But what about a woman? In the book of Proverbs 31, another scripture that I love, in the 26th verse, watch what it says. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue, and that's what we're talking about, the tongue, is the law of kindness. It's the law. And you know what the law is? The law is a commandment. It's the law of kindness in your tongue. If it is, then why do we have so many troubles in our community? And we know why. Because this law is not executed. The law of the tongue. In the book of Psalm 34, let us turn there. Still talking about this tongue, this mouth. Health part 2. Psalm 34. Watch what it says. And I'm going to start reading at the 12th verse. What man is he that desired life? In other words, who don't desire life and love it many days? Who don't want to live a long life that he may see good? Watch what it says. On how you can have long life. How you can have life, period. Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil. Do good, seek peace, and pursue it. Don't you see what we're trying to show you? Not only you have to think right, you have to speak right. And being right is demonstrating peace. Not only in your thoughts, but also in your tongue. This is how you execute. This is the word of Yahweh. Watch this, because I know you're still not convinced. Watch this. In the book of Isaiah, the 50th chapter, the 4th verse. Watch this. Isaiah 50. And it says in the 4th verse, Yahweh, Elohim, have given me the tongue of the learned. And what is that? That I should know how to speak a word in season. In other words, that is appointed time. To him that is weary. He wakened it morning by morning. He wakened my ear to hear as the learned. That Yahweh Elohim have opened my ear, and I was not rebellious, neither turned away backwards. I gave my back to smiters, my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. I hid not my face from shame and spitting. For Yahweh Elohim will help me. Therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore I've set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed. He is near that justify me. Who will contend with me? Let us stand together. Who is my adversary? Let him come near to me. In other words, there's people that they will devise a way to try to take your peace. And what they really trying to take is your health. Because if they can take your peace, they can take your health. So therefore, they're going to challenge you. They're going to strive with you. They're going to contend with you. They will become your adversary. But you can't allow that. I'm not going to deal with people. I'm not going to talk to people. I'm going to hate this. No, don't give in to them. Promote the very thing that will bring about health. Speak the things that will bring about health. And do the very things that Yahweh have charged you to do. And what did he charge you to do? He charged you to promote peace. It is the law. He said, even if you come to a city to fight against it, what did it tell you to do when you come against this city? The very first thing is promote peace. Let alone your brothers, your sisters, and your own community. Watch this. Still dealing with health part 2, the tongue and the mouth. Watch this in the book of Proverbs, the 15th chapter. Proverbs 15. I want you to see this. In the book of Proverbs 15, another scripture that I absolutely love, and this is what it says. In the book of Proverbs, the 15th chapter, this is what it says in the 4th verse. A wholesome tongue. And what is wholesome? The word wholesome means a healthy tongue. Is a tree of life. That's what a healthy tongue is. A wholesome tongue is. But perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. This is how you breach the spirit. By the things that you speak, that by the things that you say, by the things that you allow the tongue to speak. But if you want a healthy tongue, a wholesome tongue, that's like the tree of life. This is why you got to learn this. And look, let me just show you this. In Proverbs 16 and 1. And I'm going to give you 7 things that you can do right now. Really, 10 things you can do right now after this scripture. Proverbs 16. I'm going to give you 10 things that you can do. 10 things that you want to do to get your health back. And not only get your health back, but to get into the kingdom of Yahweh. But first, watch this. Proverbs 16 and 1. It says the preparations of the heart in man. In other words, this is how you prepare your heart. Because when you have the preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue, because now you know how to answer things, is from Yahweh. This is from the Most High. Because you prepared your heart to seek him, to know him, to understand him, to desire him. Now, that answer of the tongue is from him. And watch this. These are the 10 things that I wanted you to know. It's in the book of Psalms 15. And these 10 things you don't want to forget. And you're going to see how these 10 things will serve you if you are obedient. Watch what this says in the book of Psalm 15. Start at the very first verse. Yahweh, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? That's a question. Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? Another question. It's really the same question. Who's going to be in your tabernacle? Who's going to dwell amongst your holy hill? Watch what it says. Number one, he that walketh uprightly. Number two, and worketh righteousness. Number three, and speaketh the truth in his heart. Number four, which you really got to listen, because the number four is about Yahweh's praise. He that backbiteth not with his tongue. Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. Number five, nor doeth evil to his neighbor. 6, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor. 7, whose eyes a vile person is contempt, but he honored them that fear Yahweh. Number 7, watch what it says. He that swear to his own hurt and changeth not. Number 8, he that putteth not out his money to usury. And number 9, nor taketh reward against the innocent. And I think I skipped one where I skipped, but he honored them that fear Yahweh. But number 10, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. Read this Psalm 15. Count these 10 things, and you will see that I'm telling you the truth. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And if you desire life, your tongue will speak it. And if you desire death, your tongue will speak that. Until our next lesson, Yahweh love you, and so do I. Shalom.